The following Dysfunctional Gaming podcast was filmed in front of a live Twitch audience.
What's happening? I am Thundercat0420. This is GMPatchNasty, and welcome to Dysfunctional Gaming's Talking D&D. I hope everyone had a wonderful week. How are you doing this week, Patch?
I'm well. It was a weekend, and then I'm training a person, so it's like I'm teaching someone how to do something that I already enjoy doing, and it's wonderful.
That's good.
Yes.
We were supposed to have a new person at work, and they showed up at 6 a.m, said they'd be right back, and never came back.
Why even show up?
Yeah, it was. I guess that was the story, right? I was told.
That's good. That's good. I'll be right back later.
But he did show up the first day for trading and trained half the day with us. I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, if you get paid for training, it makes sense. That's quick money, I guess.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I guess. I don't know. I'm still kind of confused. Maybe he fell asleep when he got home or something.
Podcast.
I don't know. Yeah. Anyways,
I want to hear the excuse on that. Let's save that for a different podcast.
Yeah, if he comes back, we'll find out. I don't know if he came in today because it was supposed to be. He's supposed to be there today, so I don't know. Anyways, let's talk some D&D. What are we talking about this week?
We're talking about Feats. I can't say Feats with.
I have two of them.
Weird to me with an. Yep. Feats with an A though. It's ways to express your expertise in certain areas with your character if your DM so chooses to use this optional and potentially game-breaking mechanic. Some of them are good, some of them can be abused with the right combinations. I like Feat. Both for walk-in and for D&D characters.
Yes, I do enjoy them as well. For walk-in and for D&D characters. I don't take them as a player character very often. I like to stick to getting my character as beefy as possible right away and then doing it later in the game when you get that chance. So the first levels 12, I would say, up to level 12 would be, those first three things would just be stat jumping into stat, get my stat up, and then I can go, okay, now it's time to take a feat because it can change the way the game is played now for me.
It can also express ways your character has changed. If you were to take Dungeon Delver, for example, with a certain character who's been through a bunch of dungeons, it would make sense that he's got advantage on seeing secret doors and traps and advantage on saving those made to avoid them, and the resistance doesn't really make so much sense, but sure, it's part of the feat. And if you're gonna not take the ability score increase, that's how it's gonna work.
Okay, yeah, all right. So let me stop us there real quick before we get any further, and kind of I just want to once again talk about last week's episode where we talked about the big bad endgame, the BBEG. We had a great guest on, your better half, Beth, and she was a wonderful guest. And I just wanted to once again, if you're here and you listening to this now, make sure you go back and listen to that one. It was very interesting stuff that we went over, not just pertaining to the big bad end game, but also to women playing D&D and having a different perspective on the GM side of things. So it was really good to have a guest, and we're going to actually have another guest in a couple weeks, but we're going to save off on who it is until the last second.
That's how D&D works.
Yes, and you're right. Beth is the dice lady. You're right.
Dice goblin.
Um, so yeah, so let's get into it now. Let's try to discuss feats and how do you get to receive a feat.
One, if you have an inexperienced DM, not singling
No,
anybody
well,
out.
what's the main way to get a feat?
Oh, it's an ability score. It's when you hit your ability score increase, you can have the optional rule to take a feat if your DM so allows. That is base how it would work to get a feat.
And that's why I said earlier when I was a player, I normally tried to get the feats later in the game at 12. That would be the third time you can upgrade your abilities.
Sometimes, I mean, taking them at lower levels can be risky, but it can also pay off in those later levels. Like there's one that's called Resilient, probably a lesser known one. You can take it up to 3 times, but the ability score that you take it in goes up by 1, and then you also get proficiency in saving throws in it, which is super clutch at any level. Because I think only sorcerers get proficiency in Constitution saving throws, I think, offhand. But even if, like, a wizard with proficiency in Constitution saving throws means that he has a less apt chance of dropping concentration on something that's keeping something away or keeping the wall of fire up. Some of them, like Sentinel, is also a great feat. It makes it so if people run away from you, you can hit them, and then if they try to get away, and you use your opportunity attack and you hit them, their speed becomes 0, and they go
They
nowhere.
have to stay there.
Yep. And then when a creature within 5 feet of you makes an attack against another creature than you, or target than you, and doesn't have this feat, you can use your reaction to make a melee weapon attack against the attacking creature. It's you are a big guard protecting this little bard. It's a neat feat. On the flip side, there are some that can be potentially game breaking in certain campaigns. Like, what's a good one, for example? Skulker. Skulker is a very good feat to be. If you're in an Underdark campaign where it's like dark and shadows all the time, Skulker makes it so you're an expert at slinking through the shadows. It makes it so you can try to hide when you're lightly obscured from a creature when you're hiding. When you are hidden from a creature and miss it with a ranged weapon attack, making the attack does not reveal your position. That is crazy. So imagine being, I don't know, a ranger in a cave, and you can see somebody who's walking through and they can't see you. You fire an arrow and miss. They don't know where you were. That's pretty clutch. And then there's always my favorite feat, which is Alert. That one being having the benefit of a +5 to initiative on anything. And if I am conscious, you can't surprise me. I know I have a spider sense. Nothing surprises me is great. And other creatures don't gain advantage on attack rolls against you as a result of being unseen by you. So if a rogue is stabbing my alert wizard, he doesn't get that advantage for his sneak attack. So that also comes in clutch, because then I just banish that guy to another plane. There are some ones that are kind of fun, like Spell Sniper and Sharpshooter, Great Weapon Master, so you can add damage onto the back end of your attacks. But it comes with a -5 for Sharpshooter and Great Weapon Master, but you get a +10 on your damage roll. That's pretty mean. Depending on when you take it, it could potentially be rough to hit things. Like if you take it at level 4 and you already have a -5 to hit, you add on to it's a straight roll for you at that point. Then you're just letting fate decide the dice. But one that you can take at potentially any level to be really, really good. It's super, super good to take at high level. Tough. Yep. I took that and I kept Barondir alive at level 8. And then he died a level later on because of But when you take that, your hit point maximum is doubled, no matter what. And then every level after, you get an extra 2 HP. So if you have a low con and you have, like, let's say you have no constitution modifier that gives you that extra HP, that'll give you a +2, no matter what.
I think I think one that is game breaking is Keen Mind can be one that's game breaking.
It sure is.
Being able to just like remember anything you heard in the last month. So when your DM gives you that super intricate like details on where to go find this hidden artifact, you will remember exactly what he said, so you can you don't have to write down the information. You just gotta hope that you get to where you need to go in the next 30 days.
I mean, potentially it's also like it's like writing. Like, if you have a character with Keen Mind, they're probably going to want to go and do that real quick, so I can start writing for that as they're traveling and then make up my travel. So it kind of helps. The one that gets me, like, I agree, Keen Mind can be game breaking. Like, if you have that player who doesn't take notes and they
always knows which way is north, always knows how many hours are left until the next sunrise or sunset. Like, you can be like, all right, yeah, we have 6 hours left until it's dark. We need to go find a spot or whatever. Like,
Observant.
Yeah, Observant's a good one too. Yep.
Observant is mean because that one is one of those read as written ones, and I'm like, well, fuck, I can't. If you can see a creature's mouth while it's speaking a language you understand, you can interpret what it's saying. You just have to see if you can see it, and typically having that +5 to your passives make it so I go, okay, well, you've got a passive this. They're not trying to hide this conversation, so you can read it. So that's where it lies. It depends. Really, always ask your DM about taking feats, because if they're not seasoned, they're going to have a hard time, because they're like, well, shit, how do I get around that thing? Or how do I write to either accommodate or make it so, not that it's useless, but I'm trying to figure out the word, detrimental to what I'm trying to write.
Right. I mean, you talked about Mage Slayer, right?
No, I didn't. Mage Slayer is awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome feat.
It's hard because you want to use them, but at the same time, there's so many good ones that you always choose. I feel like I choose the same ones. If I'm gonna choose, I want to choose alert. If I'm gonna, and I don't know if that's like
min-maxing.
Yeah, it is.
It's
and,
a little
it's stupid because I want to. I want to try all these other ones.
You do that's the way you can do it. Like, do what I did with Barondir, because I was like, I'm just gonna take feats based upon what I've done. Like tough, I took a shit ton of beatings as Barondir, so I took tough. I took alert because I punched statues. Because one statue came to life and attacked us, and then nothing. I was like, nope. I'm done. I'm not playing this game, and I had a +2 to my dex. So
I did take that the elemental one, right?
You did. You took that one because it was from different. It was
we changed it a little bit to work with the story, but I basically was like, you can take the other information away from it.
Mm-hmm. I think you took a different one.
No, it was supposed to be Elemental Adept. I think.
It was something, but it was changed in later errata. Because I know I was reading it and I was like, because it says it in Tomb of Annihilation. If people take this, they don't deal with the heat. It was literally one of those things that was written, and I was like, okay, that makes sense. Most of my NPCs had it. So I was like, they live here. They're used to it.
I always liked Tavern Brawler.
Tavern Brawler is awesome. If you ever become a monk, you should certainly take Tavern Brawler, because everything is your weapon, including your feet. And your feet already do a bunch of damage as a monk, and then if you have improvised weapons, then those do a d4. It's pretty mean. slam somebody with the back end of a table and then headbutt them.
I always liked it with like a barbarian, because then you could grapple after you hit them. You're like, ah, now I have you.
I think inspiring leader is kind of underutilized, honestly. Inspiring leader and healer. I don't see really anybody take those. Because inspiring leader I gave to someone and it got used like twice. You gain temporary hit points equal to your level plus your charisma modifier, so that's the late level one. And then healer makes it so when you use a healer's kit to stabilizing a dying person, they get a hit point, so they're not dead.
Yeah, I remember someone took that one.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. We got linguist.
Warcaster.
Oh yeah,
not touched on Warcaster.
Warcaster's a good one.
Because that one gives you advantage on Constitution saving throws. So Warcaster and resiliency on a wizard is dirty. Because then you have your advantage on Constitution saving throws made to concentrate on spells. You would have the +1, so the proficiency in it. You perform somatic components of spells when you have weapons, so that's even handier. So if you have a dagger in your hand, you can go and poke at people and shoot a ray of frost out of it. And then when a hostile creature's movement provokes an opportunity attack, you can fucking you can shock and grasp them.
Oh yeah.
Any touch spell. So like if a cleric has Warcaster and someone's trying to run away,
Inflict
that Warcaster
mounds.
inflict
Inflict
like,
mounds.
I have a 5th level spell slot. Let me just inflict wounds at 5th level.
And
yeah,
then
feat
necrotic damage all over.
Mm-hmm. But it's combinations of feats is where you start getting into min-maxing.
Yep.
And really, I'll be honest with you. You can if that's the way you have fun like that. Like, even though I don't like to say that Barondir was min-maxed, he kind of was. 2's really not, but I took alert with him because it makes sense because he's a Warforged. I was like, he's not going to get surprised while he's conscious. But we haven't gotten to level 8 yet. I remade Zaphod at level 16, and I took alert with him because that's one I always take. And I also took Keen Mind because Zaphod's the type of wizard that would always remember that type of shit.
Yep.
There's also Magic Initiate, which you can always take to get silly little cantrips. But the big thing is go on.
Oh, no, tell me the big thing before I move on. I have something.
Some of them have some of them have prerequisites, like Ritual Caster. Like you have to have an intelligence or a wisdom higher than 13. There's not a lot, but when you get into like the later ones, there's racial feats.
That's what I was just about to talk about. Racial feats that I have in Xanathar's book here.
And those ones those all have prerequisites.
Yeah, you have to be that race.
Yep.
So yeah, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 19, 20. There's 20 racial feats in Xanathar's book. There's 2 for Dragonborn. One is Dragon Fear and the other one is Dragon Hide. And I mean, it makes a little bit of sense probably what they do. But when angered, you can radiate menace. You gain the following benefits: increase your strength, constitution, or charisma by 1. Instead of exhaling destructive energy, you can expend a use of your breath weapon trait to roar, forcing each creature of your choice within 30 feet of you to make a wisdom saving throw. And they will become frightened for a minute.
Oh, so you get like a draconic, mini draconic presence.
Yep. And then there's Dragon Hide, which increases your AC, I guess. When you have hardened scales, and while you aren't wearing armor, you can calculate your AC as 13 plus your Dex mod. You can use a shield and still gain that benefit too. That's pretty dope.
That's nasty.
Be good for like a barbarian, a dragonborn barbarian.
Yeah. I know there's a halfling feat, which is kind of dirty in there too. Like it's a halfling luck or something. Like you can use
bountiful luck.
Mm-hmm.
Your people have extraordinary luck, which you have learned to mystically lend to your companions when you see them falter. You're not sure how you do it, you just wish it, and it happens. Surely a sign of fortune's favor. When an ally you can see within 30 feet of you rolls a 1 on the d20 for an attack roll, an ability check, or a saving throw, you can use your reaction to let the ally re-roll the die. You can use it once a turn.
Once a turn. So they take your halfling luck.
When you use this ability, you can't use your lucky racial trait before for the end of your next turn.
Yep.
Yeah, so you're using your lucky trait for them, for your allies.
Not to be confused with the luck feat, which gives you 3 luck dice.
Which is crazy as well. Just add it all up.
Yep.
Vandal, how you doing, buddy? I'm just going to wait for Vandal to unfollow and follow so you can hear the hi again.
Up. There it is.
They have a few. They have 4 for elves, but one of them is for all of them. The other 3 are drow, high, and wood elf.
Yep.
So you one for each of them.
I'm pretty sure there's one that's for a half elf too, like everyone's friend.
Yeah, there's 2 half elves. It's called Elven Accuracy, which is the same thing as the elf one, and then Prodigy.
Ah.
And you got 2 for half orc, 2 for gnome, squat nimbleness.
Boy.
You are uncommonly nimble for your race. You gain the following benefits. You increase your strength or dexterity by 1. Increase your walking speed by 5. You gain proficiency in acrobatics or athletics. Your choice. And you have advantage on any athletic, dexterity, acrobatic checks you make when you try to escape from being grappled.
You just do the and shimmy out of it.
I feel like they would be like hopping around like a cartoon, like wah, hoo, hee, hoo, huh, hip, and you're like, oh,
like the potato bugs
stop.
from A Bug's Life.
Yes, exactly. Yes,
right.
exactly. I had to think about it again. I was like, yes, you're right. That's exactly what I mean. There's one for human, which is actually the same as the half elf, the prodigy one.
I think that's one you just boost a skill up by 1, or you gain like proficiency in.
Gain 1 skill proficiency, 1 tool or of your choice, and fluency in 1 language of your choice.
Mm-hmm.
Choose 1 skill in which you have proficiency. You gain expertise with that skill, which means your proficiency bonus is doubled for any ability check you make with it. The skill you choose must be one that isn't already benefiting from a feature such as expertise.
That's mean. I know they have some, like there's some on D&D Beyond for like Ganassi, or that's in that one. I know there's the Turtle that's on D&D Beyond. Like you get to be able to use your reaction to shield someone near you.
No, they just have they have the base. These are the base races from the PHP. Tiefling, human, halfling, half orc, half elf, gnome, elf, dwarf, dragonborn.
Yep.
Cool. Yeah. Anything else that we can talk about Feats?
Why not? So, no, I got nothing.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think we really like went to town right there. All right. D&D vocab. We're talking about Feats.
Well, we just did.
Yeah, give me a definition for Feats.
Potentially game breaking, but a good way to describe the way your character adventures.
I like it. There you go. There's your vocab. Write it down. Put it on a flashcard.
Bam. I wish I had a flashcard.
All right, we're gonna go to our first break. This time we have a vignette of Swampus ads. I put a super cut together. I added some music, a few effects. I hope you enjoy the new Swampus supercut ad. It's my Snyder cut of Swampus. All right, we're back. Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed the Swampus Sarsaparilla Farms commercials.
So it's funny why you said that. I happened to check my Twitter, and that was your Snyder cut of Swampus, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the Snyder cut of Justice League had 24 minutes of slow motion footage. Someone counted.
Nice.
I saw that. I was like, I really? Get out of here. Get out of here.
Hey, it was really good.
It would have been 3.5 hours. It would have been a half hour shorter without like all the slow mo. So,
well, some of it needed to be in there. So they have to figure the not needed slow mo.
Now they have to release the Ayer cut of Suicide Squad and restore the Snyderverse.
Yes, do it. Add
Hashtag
it
restore
all.
the Snyderverse.
Give it all back.
Gimme.
Don't make me ask again.
I didn't ask. I was telling. Just give it.
All right, let's talk about some past experience with Feats as a player, like stuff that you used your feat for that really just like solidified the feat for you as your favorite.
Alert.
Tell me
Allow me to go on.
Yes.
Yeah, I had a +5 to initiative, and I was never surprised. It was amazing. It was the best experience ever. Now that I'm a Warforged, it's real hard to surprise me because I power down for 6 hours, and then I'm still kind of conscious, but nothing's happened yet.
Not though.
I know.
We had to go through the rules to make sure that we fix that.
I'm trying to think. Tough help because it was just stats. It was just, all right, I had 36 HP, now I have 64 at level 8. Cool. I'm on par with the rest of people because I tried to be crazy and roll my HP every level. And there were a couple levels I rolled a 1, and I stuck with it. And I was like, all right, well, I rolled it. Here it is. I think it's really all I ever took. No, I think I took Magical Initiate later on with Barondeer, just because I was a druid. Later on, like the time I came back, I took it because I wanted to use it. So I still had like, it thematically meant that I was the first thing that I learned was I was an initiate to a druid. So I learned how to actually do mending.
Right.
And it was super cool. Yeah, that was just for me.
That's funny. I think for me, the elemental adept one where I took fire so I could take the heat in the kitchen. That is Chult.
That is, yeah, Port Nyanzaru. Hold on a
Yeah,
second.
so
go on.
It was
I don't know the noise.
it was very hot there. Oh, nice. There you go. It was very hot there. So
it was very hot here.
All the time, and so if you didn't drink enough water and all the other stuff that goes along with it, you would have issues, dehydration and whatnot. So I took a fire elemental adept feat to stop the heat from hurting me.
You vacation in Florida from now on.
Yeah,
that's what you do. That's how I looked at that feat. I was like, oh, so you're just from Florida? Cool, that makes sense.
I'm not vacation. Yeah, I live in a hot tempered climate like this, tropical climate like this normally. Yeah. So that was probably the most helpful one for like thematic reasons.
I have a question. This is a very, very pressing one because some DMs, after watching a certain DM, give this feat to most players at the beginning of their games. What is your opinion on Fast Drinker?
I don't care either way.
Okay.
Like, it's fine. I like it as a player, but I hate it as a DM. I don't.
You're not wrong.
It's I tweaked it a little bit for my games when I DM, so I kind of have I think I have a better system that makes it more what's the word?
Yeah, you can ready a potion.
Yeah, but no, you can ready a potion in the first place, but it's if you can use your bonus action to ready it, which is not because you would have to use a whole action to ready something. That's all.
For those of you that don't know, Fast Drinker is a feat that Matt Mercer came up with in his Tal'Dorei campaign.
Hi, Peach.
And it gives you the ability to drink a whole potion as a bonus action. And as a DM, it's absolutely frustrating because to use anything is an action in the book. That is one of the ones that is like, that's the thing. If you want to open a door, it's an action. If you want to close the door and you're in combat, it's an action. That's one of those things that I try not to bend with, but sometimes I do. If you don't have a healer, I can see how that's kind of beneficial. If you don't have any rogues that can have that cunning action to use something as a bonus action, it's kind of beneficial.
I think you should definitely. It could totally be a feat, but people would totally have to take it. So you'd have to use your ability score to take Fast Drinker if you wanted to be able to do it as a bonus action. That'd be perfectly fine. Just make it a feat like it is, and be a human.
He's got a couple other ones that are pretty nasty, but
be a human variant and take the feat in the first level. There you go. Boom, done. You have it, and then move on from there.
Your +2 would go into Constitution, and then you take Fast Drinker because you're the fox and you just pound beers back, and that's why you can slam back your healing potions. I like being able to theme it, like write it into a backstory. It's kind of fun that way, or write it into how like a character's evolving, because then it doesn't feel as game breaking. It feels like evolution.
Yeah,
and it's frustrating for the DM.
Yeah. Hi, Peach. Thanks for stopping in. Thanks for lurking. We're just talking about Dungeons and Dragons over here.
Fucking nerd.
Let's see. I guess we can move on. I don't think there's anything else really pressing for us talking about feats anymore.
Nope. But I know what we're talking about next.
Do you want to create one?
Yes. You
have one in mind.
I do. I already do. I've kind of got the logistics of it. I kind of want to make it Spell Sniper, but I want to tweak it and call it like Cantrip Mastery. And it's only for a certain cantrip that you pick, but you're trained in it. So that cantrip negates 3/4 covers and half cover. But you can also do the thing from Great Weapon Master, because there are no feats that allow you to do that as a wizard. Like I look at that, I'm like, I want to take a spell feat, but all I got is Spell Sniper or this one. I'll take Alert.
All right, so what? I'm still kind of
okay. So you know how Spell Sniper works? Take away the range extender.
Okay.
So there's no double the range on your cantrip, because I was like 240 feet on a firebolt. That's crazy. Cast fireball.
You're right. That's good.
Keep the spell ignores cover, like the half cover and 3/4 cover that like I think Sharpshooter gives you.
But I mean, what if? So it's you want to call it
for all.
You want to call it Cantrip Mastery,
or it's Spell Mastery. You could call it that too.
But it's like, cantrips, right?
Well, you could do it on other spells if you want to waste a spell slot. Think about it. Like to get that +10 on a spell it's a risk reward.
Okay, so I see what I see. Okay, I was confused.
Yeah,
at
now
first.
you see what I'm doing, and now we've illuminated.
Yes, spell gains the following a spell.
You could do it to all spells if you want to take it for that. Like you could do.
No, but I mean, like you use it on a spell.
Yep.
And that's your. You can do it as many times as you want with the pertaining to your spell slots, but a spell is enhanced
and gains the following benefits.
Gains following benefits. I like that.
The spell ignores quarter cover, 3/4 cover, and half cover.
Okay.
And then for any spells this is used with that require a attack roll, you can take a -5 to gain +10 on the back end damage. Like I'm trying to hold on. I had it bookmarked, but I closed it.
A -5 to the roll.
So what I would say, so before you make a spell attack roll, you can choose to take a -5 penalty to the attack roll. If it hits, you can add +10 to the attack's damage. I had to look at Great Weapon Master.
Hold on.
Take the wording and take out Masters.
Say that one more time. Before you make a spell attack roll.
Yep. You can choose to take a -5 penalty to the attack roll.
To the roll.
If it hits, you add +10 to the attack's damage.
So
Ooh.
okay, so like that.
It's gonna have a prerequisite.
Yeah, it doesn't. But now at the same time, people are going to use it just for spell attack rolls. That's because that's
Absolutely.
all. That's the only thing it can really benefit, which makes sense.
Well, the cover also does benefit. Like,
but if you throw a fireball,
you wouldn't be getting it because you don't throw a fireball. They make a save. You don't.
That's what I'm saying. That's what you throw the fireball, and they don't make an attack roll, so you don't have to worry about the spells ignoring cover. There's no enhancement for that spell, is what I'm saying.
Correct.
It has, so it's going to have to be an attack roll spell for it to be enhanced at all.
Yep.
Okay.
And typically, most of the ones that are spell attack rolls are cantrips that I end up using if I'm a wizard.
So,
but
I don't think it should be called spell mastery then.
What are you gonna call it?
I don't know yet, but I don't think it should be called spell mastery because it's not. You can't use it on all spells. I think it should be.
All right.
It should be like.
Go on.
I feel like mastery's not right.
I kind of want to put the prerequisite, the spellcasting trait.
Yes, you need to have a spellcasting trait to do it.
Not the ability to cast spells, the spellcasting trait, because warlocks do not benefit from that.
Right.
So, and they have their own ways to boost their cantrips. So, I kind of don't want to have that ability to stack.
All right. So the prerequisite is what? Say it one more time.
The
spellcasting trait.
Yep. I have to go to my wizards. I believe that's what it's called. Spellcasting.
Okay, I like it. We just need the name now, and I think the names should be
Focused magic?
Ooh, I like that.
Focused casting? No, I don't like casting. Focused magic sounds right.
Focused magic sounds good.
I was going to say spellcasting focus, but that's actually already a thing. So
Cool. I like it. Good job.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I do.
Do you want to move on to the next thing, or do we have anything else we want to put with the creation?
No, that's what I had for the feat that I had in my back pocket. I was like, "Ooh, you want to make a feat? Sure, let's do this. I already have one in mind. Let's go. Let's go."
I wanna create a class eventually,
and
a subclass. I want to do an actual class, like where we make our own class, which that would take a couple weeks anyways. And a subclass on top of to Bard is what I want to do. Subclass to Bard. I want to make a magician.
Okay.
Like an actual hand magic magician.
Because I've been working on a class for since Barondeer. Yeah. I've been working on it for a very long time. I've been making a wrestler. I was like, all right, I kind of knee and kick people, and I'm silly, so
I like it.
And then I broke it down into the technicians,
that's
the
cool.
foreign
Those are the
type.
subclasses.
Yeah, those are the
sweet.
subclasses, and then you have the talkers.
That's neat. That's neat. I like it.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So, story time stanza. Do we want to give Carlin a feat, or do we want to let it ride the way it is?
I think because we took when we leveled her up, we took the pluses, but she's been such a good servant.
That's what I was thinking. That's the first thing I thought of was we the DM, the Overlord, the mystical ones can give the
tentacles.
Yeah, can give.
Let's give her observant.
Okay.
Think about it. She's already this quiet little mousy type. She would being able to talk in people's heads if she can read their lips is absolutely fucking terrifying. New class, Twitch streamer, subclasses, OnlyFans streamer, voyeur. Ooh, I could do that.
Oh my goodness, that would be fucking hilarious.
Let's do it.
And people that have experience in playing RPG games and stuff understand the whole class options and stuff, how it works, because it's basically the same idea except with dice and numbers rather than the game doing it for you. I
mean, even sometimes there's still numbers.
Right, you got to you're grabbing the right ring with the ice protection to block yourself from that's all that's D&D stuff. Yeah, it's all D&D stuff. So he's right. He's Fuzzrab's right. He plays a lot of D&D games too, though. He plays Baldur's Gate and all those things.
I mean, the man was streaming South Park, and that's kind of D&D.
D&D, exactly. New class equal Twitch streamer, subclasses, OnlyFans streamer, voyeur. I was thinking you have the physical streamer, you have the lazy streamer, you have there's other subclasses.
So first off, I'm going to say this. I think to be a streamer, it's kind of it's a charisma based class starting off. You need to have at least a 13 charisma to be a streamer.
What's the secondary?
Or
would it be by subclass?
It would be by subclass. It would be like that. If you're, if you're the aggressive streamer, the strong streamer, you would have the stronger, you would have strength based stuff. The lazy streamer would probably be not dex, maybe con or intelligence based, because they know what they're doing, but they're doing it very tactfully, but a slow play. Yep. What was the third one?
We have
give me a third one.
We have the OnlyFans streamer, the voyeur streamer.
The OnlyFans is strictly the charisma based streamer. That one stays that's the pretty one. That's the one that shows off the low cut. Go here and see other things that I can't mention on this because this is a family show.
Yeah.
Not gonna shame any of the OnlyFans people out there. You guys are beautiful. You can do what you do,
And you're making a lot more money than we are.
Yup.
You're making a lot more money than we are.
No, write that fucking class out. Son of a bitch.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. I think just like the normal streamer would be very calm. He'd be like so he'd probably have like a good wisdom. He'd be like the guy that always told you the right way to go.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you should figure things out by going this way and talking to your friends about it.
You gain proficiency in the insight skill right there.
Yeah,
when you become
the insight and persuasion to help.
There you go. Or expertise in persuasion.
Yeah, he'd be like the preacher streamer.
Yep. Oh, jeez.
Yeah, that would be funny. We should totally do that one time, make some classes. But I definitely want to make the magician class subclass for Bard.
Hey, you brought that up a long time ago. I think I still got the Facebook message about that one. Jeez.
I thought I just always thought, like, why wouldn't it be like they can cast magic still, but they're doing other tropes, like magic tropes to cast the magic and stuff. Yeah, exactly. More dexterous and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I think they'd have to
still be a charisma-based casting class.
Yeah, they'd have charisma-based casting because it's a bard, but you'd have to have good intelligence and good dexterity for it to work.
Yep. Yeah, it's doable. It'd be like you can start off with like 3-card money.
Yeah, we just have to. Yeah, exactly. We have to just mirror the other subclasses to kind of make it work.
That's how I got a gauge for the wrestler. I looked over at the monk class and I was like, all right, so this is Dex and Wisdom. Let's make it Dex and Charisma. That seems to be.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. Or it could be Strength and Charisma if you're building a different type.
Exactly. Like if you're building the powerhouse, like that's how I was like, all right, Dex, Strength, and then you've got like the tacticians who are Dex and maybe Wisdom. Then you've got your Charisma and Intelligence ones who are the talkers.
I like it.
I put a lot of time into it, and it's still broken as shit.
So, all right, what are we doing? What do we got going on for next week?
Well, currently, before we get ahead of ourselves, it's Friday. Friday is stay on brand. We are talking lockdown. We are talking about kind of almost a year in the house review, essentially, how it's affected.
Today was my 1 year from work.
Today was the 1 year anniversary for the state of Maine being in the start of the lockdown. A lot of the world was longer than us. Some places are starting to opening up. So, I mean, we'll cover a lot of those topics. It'll probably also be a lot of like talk of us, like how it's directly affected our lives. Because, I mean, I'm at a different location at a different venue as opposed to a vape shop. And that's not even because of lockdown. That's because of things that occurred while in lockdown. I know Thundercat was directly, lost his job. I lost a place to go see movies. And now there's Twitch. There's other avenues. There's things that we've done that we needed something to do while we're stuck in the house, and bam, free government money. Thanks. Right. Well, not really free. We all know nothing's ever free. But that's on Friday. I assume Saturday's something. We do something every other Saturday. What is it there, Thundercat?
I think we're gonna play some more team games.
No? Wait, what?
Saturday night's team night. Oh, are you talking about Zombo Force?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, that's not important. Nobody likes it, anyways.
No, that's. I was gonna say. I was like, wait a minute. Still in full lockdown here in Scotland. See?
Yeah, we're gonna be filming tonight for this coming episode. This one's actually been quite interesting to film. We're kind of changing it up on everybody, so I hope everyone could show up on Saturday night to catch the premiere. It's gonna be funny.
And if you can't, check it out on YouTube.
Sunday morning.
Put me off pills, though. And then what do we got going on next week? Oh, we're doing something on Thursday, right? You, me, and somebody else. Oh yeah, right. We forgot about that.
I actually can't get to it until about 10:30 Thursday night.
Oh,
so
sweet.
You're gonna have to go ahead and do that. With
you're gonna get to hear the Vandal and Patch Salt Hour. Yeah.
So
we're gonna go kill monsters.
Vandal and Patch are gonna play some Monster Hunter for PS4. Actually, they're gonna
take it old school.
We're gonna see it old school. They're gonna play some Monster Hunter together. So go check them out. They'll be on this page, or are we gonna be on your page?
I don't know. We have not discussed that, but if you follow,
I could send you the ingest so you can just stream right to it from your Streamlabs. You don't have to
There we go.
Log into the website.
Sweet. That's even better because then I don't have to put in much effort.
Yeah.
I just have to push buttons.
Yeah, it's you'll press 3 buttons.
But in case you didn't know, when Vandal and I play video games, I tend to get in his way and I die a lot and he becomes Nurse Vandal. So this might be Nurse Vandal's medical hour or however long it goes. And then next week on D&D, what are we talking?
We're going to talk dungeons.
Yes.
Like real deal dungeons. We're going to do it. We're going to go for it. And I think some of these podcasts, we might be doing a few new things. I think maybe just doing some sort of monster every once in a while. Talk about dragons and talk about how they Wait a minute. Different types.
You want to talk about dragons on a Dungeons and Dragons podcast?
Exactly. That's why I figured dungeons would be a good one. But yeah, I think we're gonna start getting more we've gone over a lot of the basic topics for new players and new DMs to learn. Now I think we need to start getting into the more intermediate type stuff where we delve into a type of monster or we delve into dungeon creation or oh shit.
Damn.
We got a gifted sub.
Peach got a gifted sub.
What a gift. I thought I had new sub alert.
Probably not for gifted.
I do. Maybe it is gifted, not gifted. Gotta have your mod subbed. Thank you for that.
Thanks, Fuzz.
But yeah, I think if we start delving a little bit more into a specific topic, we might be able to get a little bit more out of it now. I think how we started was great because it shows how to get into the game, how to work together, how to make the party, how to create backgrounds, and what do you think?
Can we make a dungeon?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm in. Let's do it.
We can make a dungeon. That's what I'm saying. I want to get into the meat of Dungeons and Dragons now. We had a good appetizer, learning the game and how to DM, and now we're gonna dig into the first
fun
meat.
Parts.
Yeah, the first meat of it. So yeah, I think we should be good. I think it should be fun.
I'm gonna enjoy it. I'm not gonna lie. Half of what I do is I'll watch a movie and be like, how can I turn this into D&D? So that aspect and delving more into like some of the lore on certain dungeons and then making something our own, turning turning a fun house into a fungeon is probably one of my favorites to do. Go to a carnival, walk through a fun house, and then go, how can I make this absolutely terrifying, potentially lethal, and funny, and make my players enjoy it? So I love dungeons. I'm excited about next week. Dungeons, Dungeons, Dungeons. That's the name of the episode right there. Dungeons, Dungeons, Dungeons.
Well, this is what should have came up. Nope, that's not it.
Oh yeah, wee! It's
This is what shoulda came up.
purple. Oh,
Dude, what the fuck are you
Silhouette.
doing?
What the fuck are you doing? That's what should have came up. Gotta be a different variation or something here. Oh, that's why. Okay, there was an alert variation that they put in there. Sons of bitches. But anyways, yeah, we should have a good time with this. Let's start thinking about who we're gonna raid and
well, I'm sorry. I'm reading my itinerary today. Shameless self promo.
oh yeah, you want to do that?
Well, I'm good at it.
Go.
You go first.
Okay. Hi, I'm Thundercat. You might know me from things like Zombo Force as Joseph, and also things like Swamp Piss as Joseph, and also things like Tony and Joe's Automart as Joseph. Apparently, I'm only good at playing one character, Joseph. So just come see me on Twitch at Thundercat0420. Love you, smooches.
Joseph.
As Joseph.
As Joseph. Hi, GMPatchNasty here. Mustache. You might know me as a mustache. Most people know the mustache. I also post foods in your Discord. Come check me out on Twitter at GMPatchNasty. I have more links, but guess what? You'll find them out on Twitter if you follow me on Twitter at GMPatchNasty. Mustache!
Yes.
Yes.
Joseph.
Joseph. Joseph.
Joseph Milken. I'm a carpenter. Get it straight.